Will we please have the captains from the Truro Bearcats and the East Hants Penguins join Cody and center ice for the ceremony production.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside the East Hants Sportsplex here on Heritage Day here in Nova Scotia. And today's Senior League matchup between the visiting Truro Bearcats in second place and the first place, clinched first place, East Hants Penguins. First, we'll get to the starting goaltenders for the East Hants Penguins. Number 32, Jet Miller, 3-0 record, a 1.71 GAA, and a .937 save percentage. And we're going to go down to the far side for the Truro Bearcats. Starting goaltender number 73, Matt Welsh, 13-2 record, 2.83 GAA, and a .928 save percentage. And now the players are at center ice, ready to go. My name is Matt Dudelay for High Button Sports. We thank you very much for tuning in here. A sold-out crowd here at the East Hants Sportsplex, final game of the regular season. And look at that, we are underway as Patton will win the first draw. Burke walks right in off the opening face-off, takes a shot, and that one's going to go high and wide off the glass. Bearcats a little short-handed here today. Looks like 14 skaters, but good quality skaters in the mix. Spears getting the start here. He'll work it down low for Burke. Burke takes a bump from Stewart. Stewart, the savvy vet here for the Bearcats. Now Kelly Bent making his way back into the lineup here. He'll work in over the line now to the left side for Neville. And that will be whistled on the offside. So the face-off's going to come outside the Penguins' blue line here. Looks like it's going to be Ralph and Mitch Durrell here for the Bearcats. Won by the Penguins. Across for Pike. Pike loops it back for Thompson. Thompson had a hard time with it. Couldn't hang on. Back across to Pike. Looking for his options. He'll go back to Thompson here for the secondary option. Now he's going to work it across. Noseworthy got a piece of it, and he'll dump it in deep. Welsh out to play it. Gets it by Noseworthy. Thompson holds the line as he activates from the point. Now towards the goal. Ralph, an opportunity shot there. That one just missed. The official down there in the corner is Mikhail Parker. He's upended. Play continues. Bearcats looking for the breakout was Alex Anthony. Denver lines to the blue line and not out as Thompson holds the line. Eric Campbell fires that up the right side. That'll get by everybody. Icing is going to be waved off here as the Penguins were completing a change. Down into the corner, Penguins. Scullion in behind the net there for Thompson, who works out as he gets around the first forechecker. Up the left side for Wenzel, who moves it into the middle for Scullion. Back to Wenzel. Wenzel to Scullion in the middle. A shot there, save, rebound, scores! Jimmy Scullion opens the scoring here on Heritage Day on his own rebound. and he'll pick up his 6th goal of the season, and the Penguins are going to strike first here in front of a sold-out crowd. Real good zone entry there for the Penguins. Quick give and go just inside the blue line to open up the space in the middle of the ice, and the veteran Scullion picks up his 20th point of the season. And it's 1-0 Penguins here, so off the draw now. Stewart is going to try and gain the red line. Quick chip pass, got it to Rogers, who was holding the defensive blue line now as recently newly acquired Cam Patton. He's played a few games now, so not so fresh, having himself a real good start to his career here. Riley Spears down deep. Jordan Wenzel into the corner. So we'll wait for the official assist, but I know Wenzel for sure. Loose puck go front there with Spears. So Riley Spears and Wenzel will pick up the assists on the Scullion goal. Now as Patton works in, he tries to center it to former Halifax Moosehead Bruce Gillis. This is taken by Spears. He takes a bump there from Cole Julian. That one will escape everybody. Icing will be waved off as Campbell back here for the Bearcats. Works it around to the left side for Cole Baker. It's the battle of the Baker brothers here in this one. Connor and Cole Baker. Not sure if they traveled together. A little friendly sibling rivalry here at the Igloo. Lofted out into center ice. Pound. Back for Daly. Daly, cross ice pass. Banks off the wall. Now is Holmes able to pick it up. Cross for Ty Hunter. All the way across now for Rude. Rude to Daly at the point. He wasn't able to hang on. Now is Gillis. Slows up. He'll get the red line and he'll get it in deep now as Neville gets in on the forecheck, but it's Miller who stops it in behind the goal. Up the left side, Ty Hunter got a skate on it, and it's going to be pushed back down inside the zone. Neville down there on the forecheck. Daly able to work it up to Rude. Rude over across the ice now for Hunter and great support. He's got Holmes on the right side. Hunter down the left side had it poked off his stick. As Campbell with the good active stick and the good gap control there. Cole Baker, the partner pass. Up ice now, Denver Lines. He's going to get the red line and he'll fire it in deep, cross corner dump there. That'll allow Bent to get there first. Bent centering pass for Lines, centering towards the goal. That one goes through the crease, but only for a moment. Now Schufelt looking for that puck. Spears will carry. Little miscommunication at the offensive blue line, but the puck will get in deep. Spears, back pass. Good play there from Matt Jessam as he was back defensively to help out. Now as the puck will go through the neutral zone for Pike. Pike, cross to his partner Thompson. Thompson right into the middle for Pike. Pike up the left side for Schufelt, who will loop back down inside his own zone. Good forecheck here from Patton. Able to keep the Penguins inside their zone here momentarily as that one's going to get banked off the wall. And that one's going to be icing charge to the Penguins here. So 15:58 left to go here in the first period. Shots 3-0 in favor of the Penguins, who lead off a shot of Jimmy Scullion not long ago. So Patton on the draw here for the Bearcats. As Burke as well. Now is Burke able to win it. Schufelt trying to get off to the races here. Campbell stepped right up. That allowed him to get in there. Now is Patton there just offside. He was wide open at the back post. So we'll have a stoppage of play here as the faceoff will come just outside the Penguin zone. So just in front of the Penguins bench area here. Now as the Penguins will win that draw cleanly. Thompson. Cross ice pass. Schufelt quickly chips it inside the zone. Stewart back for it. He's got Burke on him. Burke tries to center. Stewart comes away with that puck. Chipped off the wall. That'll get up to the blue line. Julian going for the hit, and that'll allow the puck to get outside the zone. Now as Stewart will jump into the rush. 10 points to his name so far. Now Spears with a head of steam. He'll work down the left side onto the backhand shot there. Welsh the save. Rebound is free. Patton back to collect. Patton up the right side for Julian. Had to slow himself up. Now he'll enter the zone. Waits for recruits. Through the middle of the ice for Patton. Just rolled off his stick. And behind the goal now a jam play at the side of the goal. Miller looking for it. But it's Spears who collects here in his own zone. He works up the left side. Cross ice pass for Thompson, who was able to get a stick on it. And that'll negate the icing. Mikhail Parker. And on local man Alex Anthony here as Bearcats start the breakout lines. Lost one up through the neutral zone. Looking for Nevin. Newly acquired Travis Nevin, my former roommate from softball nationals 2 summers ago. Back to Ralph, a shot there. Welsh the save, and the rebound was loose for a moment. And he was able to corral it and hang on. The faceoff will come to the left side here of Matt Welsh. 13-2 record to his name so far. It's the 1-2 place team, so the playoffs will start shortly, and it'll be the Penguins and Pipers, and of course then the Bearcats and Bulldogs. As those playoffs just around the corner here as we are in our final regular season game, as that puck's going to be bounced out into the neutral zone. Anthony, the last man back here for the Bearcats. Noseworthy in on the forecheck. Cross ice pass, that'll get by everybody, and that one's going to be icing. Charge to the Bearcats here, so they won't be allowed to change. Back down to the Bearcat zone we go. 14:09 left to go. Full sail change here for the Penguins. Wenzel off the draw. Quickly there, that was blocked by Nevin. The puck worked in behind the goal now. That'll escape Baker. Bruce Gillis taking on Jimmy Scullion there on the left side. Out to the point. Darrell couldn't get there in time as Connor Rogers was able to hold the line. Wenzel in behind the goal. Couldn't come away with the puck. Riley Spears now. Gets it up to the point. That'll be shot back down in behind the Bearcats goal. Lofted. Out to the blue line. Scullion picks it up. He'll fire it across for Wenzel, and they hadn't quite exited the zone. So it's going to be whistled here on the offside once again. Still no shots registered here for the Bearcats. But lots of hockey to be played. Face-off just outside the Penguins' defensive blue line now. It's going to be Holmes and Bent. Jessom follow the bouncing puck here. As he fires that through the middle of the ice. Pound. Fires across ice now. Rude tried to bank one off the wall, but it's Bent coming across. He'll intercept at the blue line. Walks in. He dodges two checkers. Heads up down there. His line's in on the forecheck. Or sorry, that's Gillis. Neville has the F3. He pounces down. He was able to hold the line. Gillis eliminates his man, but it's the Penguins who come away with the puck here. Pound will slow it down in behind his own goal. Now he'll step out. He's got Ty Hunter on the left side. He moves it across for Daly. Daly through the middle for Holmes. Holmes quickly over the line and for Rude. Rude, backdoor for Hunter there. Good stick from Eric Campbell. Eliminated that play now as Hunter recollects. He fires across ice. Daly on the right side point. Looking for a shot. He gets it to the net. The rebound was there. It was in the crease for a moment, and it's cleared out of harm's way. Hunter now on the rebound. Tried to center. Off a set of shin pads, and now Hunter will be the last man back here. Heads up over here in the booth. Rude got a stick on it. Already had a few biscuits come up here into the scaffolding. Now the cross-ice pass for Bent, but it's lines down the left side. Centers for Bent. Shot there. He scores. Kelly Bent on the first registered shot ties the game here for the Bearcats, and he's going to pick up his 8th goal of the season. And welcome back, Kelly Bent here for the Bearcats on a great feed from Denver Lines, who will pick up his 14th point of the season and his 11th assist. We'll wait to see who the secondary assist was from. But just a good stretch pass up to the far blue line. Chip in behind the D, and a 2-on-1 was formed, and they make no mistake there. Nothing like getting your first registered shot as the goaltender on a 2-on-1 point blank. Now as Stewart moved it through the middle. Julian now another 2-on-1 forming. Cole Julian shot there off the collarbone of Miller and up into the netting and out of play. So another stoppage here. So Stewart, my old buddy Patty Stew, picking up an apple there. He's got his 10th assist of the season as Schufeld heads back the other way, 2-on-2, a shot that was blocked by Baker. The rebound off the blocker of Welsh and up into the netting in front of Roxy's up there, who is at full capacity as well here, so shout out to them. Today's 50-50 jackpot, $760 so far. We will fire a QR code with all the information up here at the stoppage of play. You can get your tickets there. Continues to grow. It started at just over $100 before the game, now up to $800, and that will be drawn just before the start of the third period. So back to gameplay now. Alex Anthony fired a saucer pass through the middle. Nice pass by Noseworthy. Parker, a shot there that was blocked. The old no look from Noseworthy. Now Durrell, defensively, can't come away with it. So it's Alex Anthony now. He'll fire across ice for Nevin. Had that bounce off his stick as Jessom jumps up, turned it over. Ralph couldn't get it. Backdoor, and it was a good feed, but he couldn't quite get his stick on it. Now his Noseworthy trying to get it back to the point as he takes on Nevin. Puck gets down inside the zone, though. Parker taking on Anthony. Anthony able to come away with that puck. Moved it back up the right side. Now it's a fast break the other way. Nevin fires across ice for Gillis. Durrell, F3, walks in. Shot there. Blocker save. Miller, rebound still loose and behind the goal. Centered out front, but it's Spears now who comes back. He'll intercept, moves it back for Ralph, who tries to go up the left side for Parker. Parker down the left side, winds and fires there at a point blank. Slap shot there from Mikhail Parker is smothered up by Matt Welsh, and he will hang on there. You don't see too many clap bombs these days, but when you get a chance, the fellas like to fire them. Matty Welsh showed at the top of the crease there. He knew there was no Penguins at the back door, so he could come out and attack the shooter and take away that angle, and a good save made there. Through the middle now, Bent looking for some more. Into the feet of Mason. Mason taking on two Bearcats forecheckers, able to come away with that puck. He fires a pass through the middle. Connor Rogers fires a bouncing puck over to the left side. Great job by the linesman. Get out of the way of that one as Spears collects past out front there. Burke got a stick on it, and that's as far as it would go. Now is Bent. Banked that off the wall. Never quite know what the boards are going to do here in East Hants. Burke now, he's going to make his way down the ice. Burke drags, shoots there. That one goes high, bounces off the back of the net. Stewart on him. Still back there, trying to whack it off the back side. Welsh trying to cover it, and now the referee will get right in there, and he'll blow the whistle here as we'll halt play once again. A 1-1 tie. Shots now 9-3 for the Penguins. And we'll have a face-off down here in the Bearcat zone. So Scullion and Durrell here on the face-off. One here by the Penguins. Quickly back to Daly, who partners it across swiftly there to his partner, but it's intercepted by Durrell on its way to the net. Mitch Durrell, former Pictou County crusher. Miller out to play it. He reverses it back to the other way. Through the middle of the ice now. Wenzel in a foot race here with Cole Baker. Baker's going to get there first. Tried to bank it out of the zone. It's Scullion now. Inside the defensive zone. He's got lines on him. An absolute vicious hack there. And a shot through a crowd. Is going to be smothered up. So we're going to head to our first TV timeout here. And we're going to fire up the matchups here, as you can see there on your screen already. And we will be back here in just about a minute's time. All right, welcome back. The old East Hants Minor Hockey Penguins out here doing a little bit of chores here on Heritage Day. They could have had the day off and stayed home, but they chose to be at the rink here, so shout out to the mini Penguins here. Getting the job done, and we had a big spill down there, but it's all part of the game as well. So we're going to have a face-off here starting in the Bearcat zone. Taken by the Penguins here off the draw. Spears will loop around the face-off dot. Tries to center. Off the side of the goal. Scullion another whack at it at the side of the net. Causing all kinds of a ruckus there in front. Daly across. Pound through the seam for Spears into a set of skates. Back up top to the point. Cycle down low. Wenzel picks it up. He's got Patton on him. Cycle down low now as Baker releases from the front of the net, and he'll pick up the loose puck. Riley Spears turns, fires. That was blocked. Cole Baker up the left side for Bruce Gillis. Tried to chip it inside the zone. Now it's going to find its way to Nevin, and that one's going to be just offside. To my old buddy Travis Nevin. Was trying to get in behind the D, but just ahead of the play there. So another stoppage here, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Penguins' blue line. Capacity crowd here, folks. You can see it in your screen. Not a whole lot extra room. Couple extra seats over here in the scaffolding. And now as that puck's lofted towards us, but Bent saved us there. It's Bent now. Thompson stepped up, and every hit doesn't need to be huge, but it's always nice when you can separate from puck carrier now. Saucer pass up the right side. Root enters the zone. He's got Baker going to the net. Rebound chance. Baker taken down into the corner. Battling away down there, but it's Bent who peels it out of the crowd. He partners it across for Campbell. Campbell back for Bent in the middle. He's got Holmes on him. Right side. Neville takes a bump. Baker, he'll finish his check, but the puck gets in deep. Bent initiates contact. Centering pass through the crease there. Miller across there, and the second chance is put home by Durrell. And the Bearcats are going to take the lead here on what was a funky shot. Just kind of bounced around in the crease area, and just like that, it's a 2-1 hockey game. So that'll be Durrell's third goal. And his 11th point of the season, and the Bearcats with their first lead of the game here. So just 12 skaters here for the Bearcats, and 2 goaltenders, obviously. So back to center ice we go. Bearcats will take the draw. Baker fires it in deep, off the end wall, and Miller will find it. And he'll hang out. Hang on, not hang out. The face-off to the left side of Miller. Off the draw, Cole Julian with it. He's battling. Had it stripped by Mikhail Parker. Parker, little saucer pass down the right side for Ralph. Ran into Stewart. Stewart able to get that one out to the blue line, and now Rogers will knock it down with the hand, so he'll touch up. Mason across for Rogers. Rogers loops back. The 244s go at it down there in the corner, and Julian strips it out in the high slot for Lynn's backdoor for Patton. What a save, Miller. Into the full splits. And his biggest save of the game. He keeps this one at a 2-1 hockey game here. The former Acadia Axeman. The beautiful save there. Good chip there from Noseworthy. Ralph fired it across, and Mikhail Parker just in ahead of the play. So another stoppage here. With 7:36 left to go in this first period. Action-packed, back and forth game here so far. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in here. Family Day, as they call it, and what better way to spend it with your East Hants Penguins family here. And of course, for those of you tuning in for the Bearcats, with your Bearcats family as well. So off the draw here. Spears will draw the weak side D-men out of the zone here as he waits up at the far blue line. Puck will get inside the Bearcats zone now. Daly in on the forecheck as Jessam smartly off the glass and all the way down the ice. So we'll have another icing here. The top unit out here for the Penguins, Burke, Schufelt, and Spears, along with Daly and Pound. Daly fires it down deep. Spears somehow knocked that one out of midair. So he stays in on the forecheck. Alex Anthony, he takes a bump down there from Taylor Burke as now the puck will exit the zone. Daly was the last man back there for a moment. He's going to rip that one in. Welsh showed to play it. He'll leave it there for Jessam. No, he'll rip it around himself. Now as Bruce Gillis gets that one on the left side, and he's just going to hammer that one down the ice, and that's going to be another icing here to the Bearcats. So back down to the Bearcat zone we go. Right where we started. Very busy day here at the East Hants Sportsplex. They have the Gulls and Rage in the U15 League next door. There's baseball, Nova Scotia tryouts over at the Turf. And of course, the Nova Scotia Senior Hockey League. A quick stoppage here, not really sure what's going on. So 6:20 left to go here in the first. Not sure what that was all about. Tried to get a listen in. We're pretty close here, but Coach Eisner trying to get the refs' attention over there. Okay. So I think they're saying too much time was run off the clock. According to our scoreboard, we have 6:46. I'm not sure if they're going to switch it or not. So we'll wait to see. Usually the team that's trailing will be the one that brings the attention to this. So it looks like they're just going to let it go here. So 6:20. We'll get ourselves situated over here as the face-off will come to the right side now of Matty Welsh. Face-off taken by Durrell. Into the corner it goes. Schufelt ties up as Durrell will come away with that puck as he fires it across for Anthony. Anthony with all kinds of time and space down the right side as he enters the offensive blue line, fires one on goal. And Miller no problem with that one as he'll hang on here. So game's kind of slowed up here a little bit as far as the back and forth action. It's a 2-1 lead here for the Bearcats. Well over halfway through the first period. Right off the draw, trying to go forward, they do, and it's off the pad of Miller. And now Spears is going to go back the other way to the blue line. Stewart just inside the blue line, held it in. Now it's going to be lofted up and over. Heads up now, bent off to the races. In behind as he got in behind Thompson as he was searching for the puck up in the air. Now Patton turns, fires. He hits Julian in the bottom. And he'll collect the puck here on the second attempt. He's taken down there by Burke. Back the other way, Spears. Good job by Schufelt to stay on side. Spears back up top to the trailer. Burke, backdoor. Schufelt scores! Tick, tack, toe. And into the back of the net there for the top unit. As Schufelt will pick up his 14th goal of the season. And just like that, we're back to square one, folks. So no more time needed on the time clock there for the Penguins as they pick up the equalizer here with 5.5 left to go in the first period. Zone entry 101, folks. F1 wide, F2 to the back post. Isolate the D-man, hit the trailer. And all of a sudden you got yourselves some 101s all over the ice there, and the Penguins make no mistake on that one, and it's a 2-2 hockey game. The lines off the face-off will get it in deep. So that one's easy. Schufelt from Spears and Burke. In behind the net there. Miller tried to hang on to it. Now it's going to get by everybody as Wenzel in behind. Stewart's the only man back. He's looking for Scully in backdoor. Couldn't get the puck to him. And now Patrick Stewart. He'll carry up the left side for Durrell. Durrell lofts one. Cross ice. Picked up nicely by Baker. A shot there and Miller the save. And he'll hang on here as Stewart will get in there. Him and Scully know each other pretty well. They come from the same neck of the woods-ish. Stewart making his way back to competitive hockey after a long time without it. Having himself a pretty good season here for the savvy vet. Nevin off the draw, cycles it down low, in behind the goal line. Daly met there by Gillis. Rimmed around the far side for Noseworthy. Picks it up off the skate. He'll loop it back in behind the goal and release the pressure. Pound with it. Cross ice. Back for Daly. Through the middle of the ice. Ralph got a stick on it. And icing waved off there as Parker was there first. Now Noseworthy picks up that loose puck. It's going to come outside the line. Pound's going to touch it. And that one's going to be whistled on the offside. Pretty easy call there for the official. Faceoff's going to come just in front of the Bearcats bench here. 4:19 left to go here in the first period. Julian, chip pass to himself, cuts into the middle. He's going to create some space. Cole Julian all alone, shot, he scores! Cole Julian, 3-2 Bearcats on his 6th goal of the season. And what started out looking like a harmless play ends up in the back of the net there as the big man Julian, just a quick chip to himself and a cutback move created a ton of space for the single man back for the Penguins. And once again, the Bearcats have gained the lead here. Off the ensuing faceoff, Julian looking for some more here as Pike with it. He's going to work up the right side here. Gets tangled up. Spears, that puck will get him behind Burke. He's got Schufelt going to the back post. Burke slides it there, and a good play by Neville to take the open man in front of the net. Work back to the point for Thompson. A shot through the crowd. Blocker saved by Welsh, and that one will land in his midsection, so he'll smother it up. A 5-goal first period here so far, and just under 4 to play. Senior Hockey League is alive and well here in Nova Scotia as the Bearcats a man short here. So we're going to have the face-off retry here. Durrell and Burke on the draw. Burke wins it. Schufelt collects it off the face-off, leaves it there for Pike. Weakly towards the goal. Now Durrell, nice little move as he gets around Schufelt. Durrell in over the line, slides it over the left side there for Lines out front. Nobody home for the Bearcats. Pike cross ice. Burke had it slowed down by Schufelt. Burke looking for his options. Moves it down low for Schufelt. Quickly up top for Thompson, who takes a bump there from Lines. The rebound was there. Comes all the way back to the point. Pike left side. Partnered. Thompson down low. Schufelt, nice little move, but Campbell got a stick on it. Burke taken down by Stewart as he runs into Spears. Thompson activates from the right point. Quickly back for Schufelt covering. Right side point. Shot through a crowd. That was blocked by Stewart. In the old knees there, the catcher's knees. That's going to sting there for a moment as he'll head for a change. Quickly across, Thompson. Schufelt got a stick on it. A little bit of PTSD kicking in for me here. This is Welsh, one of the best puck players here in this league. Rogers got it to the blue line. Delayed offside here as the Penguins are going to have to re-rack here in the neutral zone. Slowed down by Campbell. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the first. Bent. Beautiful saucer pass all the way down the far side for Patton. Patton drags. Can't get around Mason, but he stays on the puck. Cycles it down low, but it was Hunter who collects. Hunter down the left side with some speed. Hunter move through the middle. He taken down a little bit there by Baker, and now he's going to get a couple extra shots there. And we're going to have some extracurricular activity here as tempers start to flare just a little bit. The old battle of the 102 here and the first and second place teams. So Hunter, one of the youngest players in the league. The older guys on the team aren't going to take too kindly to that. So full sail change here for the Penguins. Bearcats are going to stick with their guns here. We got the Blanchard family on the stripes here. Face off here, taken by the Penguins. Up top to the slot. Got away from everybody. Daly tried to pass it across, but it was Nevin who got a stick on it. He intercepts in on the forecheck, but the puck comes outside the line. Bent dumps it in. Bearcats are going to have to regroup here. Patton didn't like the call. Left side. Pound now. He's just going to carry in over the blue line now. He's got Spears going to the net. Gets around Baker. Stops up in the corner. Ran into Patton, who was back defensively to help out. Spears out of the corner. Quick shot tipped in front. That one goes wide. Wenzel. Right side point. He'll fire it down low. Spears surveys, looks for his options. Rolling puck back to the point. Scully in. Go to the corner. Neville got a stick on him. Now Patton will take his man down, and that's going to be a penalty to the Bearcats. We'll wait to see what the call is, and it's going to be a cross-checking call. Patton doesn't agree, so it's going to be a cross-checking call. So we'll head to the Penn Hills power play here. One lucky season ticket holder will pick up a free round of golf if the Penguins score a power play goal. So, first power play of the game here for the Penguins. Trailing by one. Glorious opportunity here with 96 seconds left to go in the first to tie things up heading into the second. Spears slows it down as the Penguins get set up here on the power play. Down low. Spears below the goal line. Back up for Burke. Burke for Thompson. Thompson leaves it there for Schufelt. He'll work around the top of the zone. Schufelt, a shot through a crowd there, and Welsh able to find it and hang on. She'll halt play here once again. So face off now. Minute 14 left to go. Penguins collect off the draw. Setting it up here in the offensive zone. Ralph back up for Schufelt. Back down for Ralph. Quickly through the middle. Money pass there. It's Burke. Burke up top to Thompson. Final minute here to go to the first period. Burke got the slap shot and the glove save from Welsh. And that's the play. They work it up top to Thompson. They try and draw the defender up towards him. They slide it back over to Burke as he comes back up the ice trying to create some space so he can lean into those shots. You see him take that slap shot quite a bit here on the power play, and he's scored quite a few times, at least while I've been in the arena. So 54 seconds left to go. Cleanly won here. Schufelt right off the draw. Shot on the blocker side. That goes high and wide. Back towards the goal. Gillis knocks it down. Ralph works it around the top of the zone. Cedric Ralph. Gillis, good stick there, and a second effort is going to send that one the length of the ice, and now Denver Lyons is going to be there first. He works in behind the goal, runs into Thompson. Stays on it. Had it poked off his stick. Now his Spears is going to collect here. Just 30 seconds left to go here in the first period. Time for one last rush here for the Penguins. And over the line, Schufelt drags, shoots there off the blocker, and that goes high and off the glass. Held in by Burke. Down low. Spears looking for Burke. Burke, the return, tried to drag it into the middle, but it was Gillis in perfect defensive positioning. And now Lyons with his 9th hit of the period. Takes down his old buddy, Regan Spears. Burke had to hold up at the line, and they thought they stayed onside, but it's going to be whistled dead here with 3.2 seconds left to go. Here in the first period. This faceoff will pretty well bring us to the end of the period, and it will now as both teams will ease off. So that'll do it here for the first 20 minutes of play. It's a 3-2 lead for the visiting Bearcats. Shots on goal, 17-11 here in favor of the Penguins. So that'll do it here for the first period. We'll get a flood. We'll head to the intermission. You're watching the 2026 Nova Scotia Senior Hockey League here on High Button Sports. We'll be back shortly. All right, everybody, welcome back here. Second period action just about underway here from the East Hants Sportsplex. It's a 3-2 lead for the Truro Bearcats. As we head into the second period, the Penguins will start on the power play here for 24 seconds. Cam Patton still in the box here for the Bearcats. The shots after the first period, 17-11 if you're just joining us. 5-goal first period. My name is Matt Dudelay for High Button Sports. We once again thank you for joining us here today on a brisk Heritage Day here from the Igloo here in East Hants, Nova Scotia, more specifically Lance, as that one's going to be lofted down the ice. Miller couldn't get a stick on it as Schufelt gets set up here on the power play breakout. Through the middle, dropped it back. Nobody quite home yet for the Penguins as Thompson's going to make his way up. He takes the loop back. He takes a vicious hack there. Now is Patton ready to return just on the bottom of your screen there. As we're back to even strength. Shot towards goal is intercepted, and then the shot, or the clearing attempt, is going to go up into the netting and out of play. But we'll stay inside the Bearcat zone now. Burke on the draw, bent as well. Burke wins it cleanly, shot through a crowd. The rebound was there for a moment. And now Pound able to hold the line for a moment. Schufelt let that go deep. I think everybody thought he was going to pick it up now as Eric Campbell intercepts in behind his own goal. Softly over to the left side, Patton. Quick chip off the wall for Bent coming through in support. Kelly Bent, chip and chase. He'll get in on the forecheck. Comes away with that puck. Tried to center it. And now it's going to be picked off. Now Spears back the other way. 3-on-2 forming now for the Penguins. To the left side for Schufelt as they enter the zone. Cross ice for Pound. One-time shot there, a bouncing puck. Welsh was well out of the crease. The puck rolled wide. Spears now on the cycle. Works around the top of the circle. Turns, shot there. Nice save. Welsh had to be sharp on the short side. Now another opportunity towards the goal. Schufelt was heading to the bench for a change, but the puck showed up. So he stayed on. Spears. Muscle down there. Patton. Good defensive play. Nevin to the point. Daly holds the line as he went down to two knees, and that's going to be up into the netting and out of play as we'll have a face-off. Left side of Welsh we go. Pushed forward off the face-off. Scullion with Wenzel and Spears. Thompson activates, centering pass quickly out front there. Nobody home for the Penguins. Now Nevin's going to go back the other way. He takes a bump. Wenzel muscles him off the puck. Pike across for Spears. Spears across for Wenzel. Into the corner now. Pike spins off a forechecker as he partners it across for Thompson. Thompson up the right side now for Spears. Spears has Scullion coming through the middle, tried to loft it to him. Now he's going to try and go to Wenzel, and that one's going to be out of play, and that one's going to be a souvenir this time. So we'll get a new biscuit in play here, just as you see there on your screen. And the face-off will stay down inside the Bearcats' end zone here. No better way to spend your Heritage Day than here in the arena, folks. If I wasn't doing the game, I'd be here watching the game anyways, and heading home for the Olympics later on. So Patton down the right side as he enters the zone. Heads up there as he takes a hit. That was Scullion coming across. He's able to hold in. Julian battling hard. He's going to come away with that puck now as he walks down low. Tries to find Patton. Nice little touch pass through the front of the net there. Surprised everybody. Patton still battling down there, but it's Thompson. Moves it up for Spears. Spears lofts that up and over, and that's going to get by everybody. I don't think it's going to have enough for icing, though, as Stewart gets back, but it's Welsh who plays it. And he will hang on as Stewart and Scullion making sure they have the right information to contact each other later. Love seeing the full crowd here, folks. East Hants coming out in flocks for this one, and Truro just down the road here, so a few of them in the mix as well. Now is Noseworthy right off the face-off. He'll work into the F3 position, looking for a return pass. Ralph now. Back for Rogers. Rogers towards the goal. That got by everybody, but it goes wide. Ralph left it there for Mason unintentionally. That shot there hit Noseworthy. Not looking for the block shot in the offensive zone, but he gets it. That's going to be sent the length of the ice. Foot race here, and Rogers is going to get there first as him and Neville in a foot race there for that icing. So we're going to have play halted here once again. So the jackpot now for the 50-50, folks, as you saw the QR code at the intermission, is at $1,435. What better way to celebrate Family Day here by winning the 50-50, supporting a cause and getting yourself a little extra cash in the pocket to spend on your family. So that shot there off the faceoff was tipped. Durrell was able to collect the rebound, and now Bent's going to go back the other way. Down the left side. Rogers stays on him. Bent tries to cycle down low and does. Neville taking on Mason. Puck poked free. Back to the point. Stewart through a crowd, tipped in front. Miller had to be sharp through a set of bodies, and now Noseworthy lofts that out into the neutral zone, and that's going to be a turnover as Durrell walks in over the line. He stops up. Parker goes for the hit. Durrell gets around him. Nice move, still with it. Puck on a string here. Now John Mason works it free. Nice diving play to Parker. Parker pokes it free, but he couldn't get it by Anthony. And the Bearcats will slow it down here. Through the middle of the ice, nice feed. Nevin got a piece of it, so no icing on the play. Nevin, good forecheck there with Mason as he's able to disrupt things long enough to get some recruits in there. He'll come away with that puck. Nice feed out to the point for Anthony. Anthony shot through a crowd, got it through the first defender. And now Ralph off to the races. Cedric Ralph dropped past Parker, across for Noseworthy. Back door, he tried to go for Ralph, and now there's going to be a penalty behind the play. And it looks like it's going to go to the Bearcats here. So it looks like it's going to be a high stick maybe, or hard so it is a high stick. They're just going to check for some repairs. So we're going to head to another Penn Hills power play here. Matt Jessam penalized for 2 minutes, maybe less. Once again, I'd like to thank Penn Hills for their support here. And if you missed it earlier, one season ticket holder will go home with a set of green fees here to the Lynx at Penn Hills if the Penguins are able to score here on the power play. So Stewart knows we're up here, so he eased off and sent it the length of the ice. Big clear there for the Bearcats to start on the penalty kill. Thompson flushed out from behind the net there as Julian will have to get back. Thompson shakes around the first defender. Spears had it poked off his stick as the puck's going to go free all the way down the ice. Spears telling Miller to come out and get it. He'll listen. Bounces over the stick of Spears. So far across ice. Full force forecheck here for the Bearcats shorthanded as Gillis holds the line. Spears smoothly off the end wall, and he's going to head north here. Regan Spears down the left side. He enters the zone. Stopped up. He's going to look to get set up here as he moves it up top for Thompson. Thompson back down low for Spears. Spears taking over the play there by Campbell, but it's Holmes now who picks it up. He'll swing it down for Spears. He'll head to the front of the net now, up top for Burke. Burke cross for Thompson. Thompson works down low, looking for the switch here. Can't get acclimated with Schufelt. Now they get it up top for Burke. Burke holds. Gillis stays on him. Taylor Burke go front there. Thompson on his weak side foot. Wasn't able to get it off in time as he'll get reset up here at the top of the point. Thompson back for Spears. Spears with Burke down low. He feeds him. They're going to switch spots now. Burke around the top of the circle. Up top, fires it across for Thompson. Real good job here. One-time shot there, blocked by Gillis. Didn't even flinch. Schufelt shot there. That one goes wide. Hustle play here for Burke. He'll get there in time. Towards the front of the goal there. Welsh didn't see it, but luckily for him, it missed the goal. 19 seconds left to go in the Jessam penalty here as he's back to his feet, ready to return. Schufelt left side, down low for Holmes. Holmes in behind the net. Back to the left side for Schufelt. Up top for Burke with some space. Wines shot there, and he took an elbow to the head. And that's going to have another delayed penalty here. Schufelt fires one through a crowd. The rebound back up top, and just as the penalty to Jessam expires, so it's going to be Bruce Gillis. 2 minutes for roughing. The Bearcats killed it off, but the Penguins are going to go right back here to the Penn Hills power play. Real good job by the Bearcats there They killed that one off. They kept the Penguins out of the scoring area, or the house, as some refer to it as. So unit number 2 out here for the Penguins. We got Spears, Noseworthy, Rude, Parker, and Pound. Noseworthy up top, down for Pound. Down, back for Rude. Rude towards the front of the goal. That one missed. Noseworthy able to hold the line. Good hustle play there. Left side, fires it down deep for Spears. Spears back up top for Noseworthy. Weird bounce. And that one's going to go the length of the ice. Looping back for it now is Cam Pound. Pound. Left side for Spears. Spears with Noseworthy through the seam. Shot there into the shin pads of Baker. Spears still on it. Patton hot on the scene. A little sneak attack from behind. Baker tried to clear. Back up top for Parker. Parker for Pound. Pound looking for his options. Left side shot there that was blocked by Anthony. Bouncing puck off the end wall is going to be picked up here by Matt Welsh, and he will hang on. Minute and 4 left to go, and we're going to have another Bearcats penalty here. Cole Baker assessed a 2-minute minor for high sticking, as you have a look there in your screen at the 2 culprits. So a 5-on-3 power play here now for the Penguins. An absolutely glorious chance here to strike and tie this up and still get yourselves another power play right after. So on the draw, Penguins collect. Bearcats won the faceoff, but good puck pursuit here from the Penguins. It's Ralph, they're going to get the top unit back out here. Now Schufelt at the top. Back for Thompson, back for Schufelt, looks for a lane, walks in, fakes a shot. Patton, Jessam, and Eric Campbell here on the 5-on-3. Staying in the triangle here. Schufelt, Patton in the shooting lane, back up top Burke, fakes, winds. One-timer shot there from the side was Thompson. He wasn't able to find the net this time as a good save from Welsh. Back down for Thompson. Thompson cycles it low for Spears. They're going to switch locations. Back up top now, Burke. For Schufelt, left side, walks in. Fake the shot, goes down for Thompson. Back for Schufelt. One-time shot there was blocked in front. And the rebound stays free here as the Penguins collect once again. Bearcats scrambling to get back into position here. Cross the left side for Spears. Spears now, he's going to find Burke. One-time shot there, an absolute laser, but it goes wide. First penalty expires. Gillis back to the ice. 55 seconds left to go here on the 5-on-4. Worked around now, Ralph. Walks in, cycles it down low. Schufelt looks for his options. Holds on. Good job by the Bearcats to stay in position there, not to chase. That's what the Penguins are looking for here. 35 seconds left to go here in the second penalty to Baker. One-touch pass through the middle is going to be intercepted and lofted the length of the ice as Gillis fired that down. Miller came out to play it. He wasn't able to corral it there. Now is Thompson. Feeds Burke, and that's what happens with a tape-to-tape pass. The guy doesn't even need to look. They walk in over the line. Parker, he takes a bump there from lines, but he's able to cycle it in deep. 15 seconds left to go here in the power play, and the Bearcats are going to get a big clear. Pound in behind his own goal. He's going to be flushed out there by Lines. That's going to give him some space as he carries through the neutral zone. Over to the left side for Parker. Parker walks in, shot there on the short side. Blocker saved Welsh, and that'll do it for the power play. Back to even strength, so nothing doing on the 3 power plays so far here for the Penguins. Quick shot there, Welsh the save. Collected by Lines. He's going to fire that the length of the ice, and that one's not going to be icing as it was tipped, says the official. Rimmed around the far side, held in by the Bearcats. Miller left it there for Daly. Lines eliminates him. Now is Spears in behind his own goal. He'll work it up on the backhand to Parker. Parker holds, good patience. Now he's going to fire it up the left side. Julian intercepts. He'll muscle his way down the right side. He gets around Parker. Carries it in deep, centering pass, bad angle. Rebound was there, and Miller stayed sharp. And he'll hang on at the side of the net as Spears and Durrell, 2 former teammates there, having a quick chuckle at the side of the goal. And that's the beauty part of this league too, folks. A lot of these guys either played together already or against each other, so potentially some bad blood from years before, or just some guys reacquainted here after their junior hockey careers or pro has finished. Jackpot now at 1580 here for the 50-50. It's the puck up in the corner. Tangled up. Still down there. 3-on-3, and now there's going to be a delayed penalty here. And it's going to be a hooking call, and it's going to go against Connor Rogers here. So we're going to head to the CIBC Tom Hunter Group penalty kill. Thank them for their support as well here. So 2 minutes up on the board. It's a hooking call to Rogers, and a chance for the Bearcats now to double down on their lead here. Face off, won cleanly. Campbell was able to get there in time. Durrell on the left side point. Back up top, Campbell's got some space. He winds and fires there, and that one goes wide. Rebound there off the back wall, and Cam Patton finds it and puts it home, and he's going to get his 9th goal of the season and his 14th point. And just like that, the Bearcats strike again, and it's a 4-2 lead now. So those boards in behind the goal here at the Sportsplex, very lively. Can never bank on that puck just staying down in behind the goal line, and that's what happened there. A shot through a crowd, hit the end wall, bounced right back to the side of the net, and Cam Patton right on the doorstep. The former Plymouth State University Panther is on the board here in this one. Patton, also a very, very good fast pitch player. Was into the tryouts for Team Canada. Came up a little short, I do believe, on the roster. But a multi-sport athlete and just overall good fella. Had a chance to go on a road trip there with the East Hants Macedons with him. Spent some quality time. And now we're going to have a delayed penalty here as Burke was upended by Neville. Miller to the bench for the extra attacker. Thompson set up in behind his own goal. All 4 Penguins swooping here as a unit. And now Schufelt down the left side. He shoots, and the rebound came loose there as it wasn't quite touched by the Bearcats just yet. But it's going to be an interference call to Neville here. So back to the Penn Hills power play go. The Penguins, their 4th of the period. So Neville, 2, maybe less, as he took Burke out in the middle of the ice there. You want to have one here if you're the Penguins. 9 minutes left to go here in the second, trailing by 2. You've had 4 power plays here. Back to the point. Schufelt left it there for Ralph. Nice little touch pass, got away from lines. Back up top for Thompson, picks it up on the backhand. Works to the left side, moves it down low for the captain, Burke. Burke around up top. One-time chance. Thompson right into the breadbasket of Welsh. One of the quickest chests in the league. So just 16 seconds gone here in the man advantage. Season ticket holders looking to get a green fee here as golf season fastly approaching. Hoping the Penguins can snipe one here to number 1, cut into the lead, and number 2, send a season ticket holder home pretty happy. Rimmed around to the far side. That'll alleviate pressure here. Schufelt picks it up, bent on him, staying very close. Schufelt back up top. Burke winds, fires, one-timer there. Welsh with the glove save. The big tree Spears in front. Trying to create at least a little bit of a distraction here. Welsh was able to find that puck through a crowd and cover it up. So unit 2 here. Rude, Spears, Noseworthy, Pound, and Parker. We're unable to come away with that draw now as Spears, good puck pursuit there as he was able to come away with it. Back up top. Pound on the right side. Back down low for Rude. Rude looking for the seam pass. Finds Noseworthy over on the left side. Noseworthy holds into his feet. Had a hard time with it there for a moment, but he's able to escape pressure. Back up top. Pound works it around. Him and Noseworthy will switch spots. Pound. Cross ice through the feet of Rude. And now Julian picks it up and he drills it into the official. Tried to get out of the way there. Looks like the linesman's going to be okay though. Spears back pass for Rude. Rude through the middle for Parker. Parker's going to find a seam here and he just had it poked off his stick. 40 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Hooked up. Play continues. Puck to the blue line and held in by Pound. Cam Pound down low for Alex Rude. Rude cross ice. Spears tried to take it to the net quickly. Julian out in the lane. Pound back down for Spears. Spears once again can't corral it. Pound over for Rude this time. They'll try the other side. 20 seconds left to go. Neville back to his feet, ready to return. Shot there was stopped by Welsh. Baker turns, fires, held in. Scullion somehow got a stick on it, fired across ice. 5 seconds left to go. Penguins want to be quick here, tipped in front. Julian couldn't hold on. Spears, Neville, back to play. Penalty box door still open here. Schufelt enters now. There's nothing doing on the power play once again here for the Penguins. Scullion loops back, tried to center, comes all the way outside the zone. Pike. Back cross door, shot there, Burke. Just too high on the short side as that one's going to go up and out of play. And we're going to have our TV timeout here, so we're going to take a quick sec. And we'll be back here at the end of the High Button Sports TV timeout. All right, that'll do it for the TV timeout. The face-off is going to start here in the Bearcats' home. We'll wait for Welsh to get back into his crease. That's the least we can do. Former St. Mary's Husky, Charlottetown Islander, Halifax Mac, Halifax Hawk, you name it. Goaltender down there for the Bearcats has seen it all. Right off the face-off there was Schufelt on the one time, and Welsh finds it once again, and he'll hang on. East Hants crowd waiting for something here. Multiple man advantage here in the period. The Schufelt now off the draw. Wasn't able to get it to the net. Spears goes in. He'll finish his check. Towards the goal now. Penguins starting to just fire everything towards the net. Patton now is going to pick it up in his own zone. He's going to fire it up the left side now for Bent. One-on-one with Pike. Bent winds, fires. Miller the save. And he will smother it up and hang on here. Quick break there for Kelly Bent, the former Halifax Moosehead. Most recently played with the Orlando Solar Bears of the East Coast Hockey League. And a Halifax native himself. Good hockey family. Younger brother and sister doing well, climbing the ranks as well, as Nevin in on the forecheck off the face-off. Back to the point. Stewart winds and fires. Rebound was loose there in front. Nevin with a chance tried to go up top. Miller was able to cut the angle down and hang on as Travis Nevin looking for his first goal of his new senior career here. Shots 29-19 here in favor of the Penguins, but Matty Welsh standing strong down there in between the pipes here for the Mosaic Bearcats. Through the middle of the ice, Ralph heads up now. Lines on him, moves it up for Parker. Parker in over the blue line. Quick shoulder check towards the front of the goal. Lines finishes his check on Ralph. Now Ralph, ooh. Lines went for the big spear there, and lucky he missed because it was right up near the eye level. The shot there towards the goal. Rebound still loose. Parker tried to bang it home at the bad angle, and that one's going to go up and off the glass far side. Pound chokes up on the stick to find that one. Pound. Tried to chip it free. Durrell got a stick on it. Cuts back, hits the trailer. Gillis who enters. Gillis on the backhand tried to go short side, and he hit the netting, but it was the wrong netting because that one goes up and out of play. I was looking through some old artifacts, I call them, up in the office at my house and came across a Bruce Gillis signed Moosehead picture from back in the day. And they used to give them out in the newspaper, so nice to see him out here still living the dream. So Patton and Scullion on the draw. Scullion wins that cleanly, but it's Patton and Julian quickly on it. There's Rogers. Got it up to the right side. Chipped off the wall. Shout out Eric Campbell there for keeping that one down. He's patting in on the forecheck. He takes a bump. Campbell takes a bump there from Scully, and now Wenzel finds the loose puck. He gets hit into the penalty box, and that's a expensive hit there. Wenzel lost his twig. Might be just the perfect size for me, so I'll have a peek at that one at the intermission. Scully and down low for Spears. Back out front, the puck was in the high slot, and Wenzel just returning from the bench area. Wasn't able to find it. Now Mason quickly back for Scullion. Scullion quickly across for Rude, who stays on side. Now he's going to head to the net. Alex Rude, opportunity, shot there, rebounds loose. Another opportunity, they score. Jordan Wenzel's fourth goal of the season will bring the lead down to 1 here for the Bearcats. And the Penguins needed that one, so looks like Wenzel went to the bench, got somebody else's stick, and then scored a goal. Looks like the Bearcats want some goalie interference here. Neville's telling them to call it fair. They wanted goalie interference. I'm not sure on what the play was. It was a bit of a brouhaha down there in the crease area. But regardless of all that, on their 33rd shot, they finally beat Welsh here in the second, and it's 4-3 now. So off the ensuing faceoff, Thompson will collect. Across now for Pike. Pike fires it right onto the tape cross ice for Burke, and that bounced off his stick. Okay, so correction on the goal. Thought it was Wenzel, but it was Jimmy Scullion's second of the game. Now Spears back the other way. He had to dodge a diving D-man as Neville came in. The puck's going to come off the net here, or the net's going to come off the pegs. And now Bent's going to have some words with Thompson, as it looks like he caught Welsh on the way through. And Welsh is going to have a few words for the official, rightfully so. Just too nice of a guy, Welshie, to really want to bump him down there in the net, and pretty sure Thompson is the same, but protect the goalies at all costs. I'm on board with that as well. Referee still having a chat there with Welsh on the left side, just out of your screen. Could just be giving his team a little rest here, but it looks like he's going to have a conversation. Probably not going to like what was said, but regardless of all that, the faceoff will remain inside the Bearcat zone here. Now we're going to have a new centerman here for the Bearcats as Patton is waved. Back up top. Held in at the line. So one said yes, one said no. Now is Patton down quickly the other way. Drops it for Nevin. Nevin, a shot there was blocked. Rebound. Patton, the opportunity, and the save made. Miller. Net. Now off the pegs. There's a scramble at the side of the net there. Cam Patton found his way in behind the Penguins' defense. Nevin's shot got blocked. But the faceoff's going to remain inside the zone here. 3:36 left to go, 33-21. The shots now in favor of the Penguins, who trail by 1. Lyons out there having an animated conversation with somebody. As Schufelt carries through the neutral zone. He'll move it over to the right side for Burke with a head of steam. He's going to work in on Anthony. Quick shot there, short side. Welsh the save. Rebound free. Burke walks into the middle. Fires across for Schufelt out front for Spears, and he was tangled up now as Lyons. Off the wall, and that's going to be down the length of the ice, and that's going to be no icing as it bounced in on Miller. Chipped off the glass, hit a stanchion. That's going to bounce over the stick of Bent. Nobody can keep track of this bouncing puck here. It's through the middle now. Opportunity. Lyons was in all alone, and that one's going to be whistled on the offside as Lyons was looking for his 4th goal of the season. The old sneak attack didn't come through in this one. Well, the faceoff's going to come back down to the defensive blue line here of the Bearcats, just in front of the Penguins bench. Holmes going to poke that forward off the draw. Jessom was there. Couldn't get it out of the zone, though, as Rude followed up. Garrett Holmes looking for that loose puck. It was whacked away by Campbell. Hunter towards the front of the goal. And Welsh will cover that one up with a couple Penguins jerseys floating nearby. Now getting close to the jackpot time here for the 50-50, up to $1,860. Nice little chunk of change there just for a quick support. Now is a cross-ice pass for Hunter. So he takes a bump down there from Jessom at the side of the goal. Looking through the middle of the ice. Heads up, Hunter. Good job on the back pressure there as he runs into Bent. Now Bruce Gillis is going to go back the other way. Gillis, fake the draw pass. Going to cut right back to the net there, and the whistle's going to go here as Bent and Daly get tangled up there. We're going to get the net completely off its pegs down there. Looked like Campbell wanted that one to be a goal. To no avail here in this one. So 2:26 left to go here in the second frame. It's going to be Holmes and Durrell. Those two know each other very well. Suited up for the same colors for multiple years. There's Rogers. Right from the same generation area of play, former Yarmouth Mariner. Garrett Holmes gets around Neville through the neutral zone. He'll carry. Now he's trying to find a lane. Had it poked off his stick, bouncing puck towards Welsh, and Holmes in there quickly to find the loose puck. Little snow shower for Welsh, and Baker will get rid of him quickly. So now we'll have both Bakers out here. Connor and Cole Baker. They're going to line up beside each other here. They probably fight a lot at home. Don't think they're going to do it here in this one, though. Towards the goal, and that shot off the stick of Rogers is going to be caught by Welsh and hang on to. So we'll go right back where we started here. 2:01 left to go. Face off, one quickly back to Noseworthy. Noseworthy spins, couldn't get a shot off. Puck still there, though. Baker spins, fires it towards the goal. Welsh holds on to that one. Noseworthy eased off there on the rebound attempt. Couple former roommates out here for me now. So the Penguins are going to send out the top unit here on the offensive zone face-off. Lots of good face-off plays here in the Senior League. Lots of chances off the draws. Spears knocked it down, and they called the high stick out here and waved it off down low. But the referee out here in center ice had a much better vantage point for that, so the face-off's going to come outside here in the neutral zone. Thompson off the face-off will rip that in off the stanchion and in on Welsh. And that'll actually count as a shot on goal. So 39 shots here for the Penguins. 99 seconds left to go here in the second period. A 4-3 lead for the Bearcats is where we stand as of this moment. Penguins looking for the equalizer before they head into the room. It's Thompson towards the front of the goal. That hits Spears in the backside of the shin pads there. Weird bounce off the Zamboni doors, and Spears had it for a moment. Now Bent up and over everybody. That's going to go all the way down the ice. And that's going to be an icing charge to the Bearcats here. Lyons and Pike having a quick chat there. Looked like a pretty friendly chat, though. Just letting the referee know nothing's happening here. We're just having a chat. Face off to the right side of Welsh. Right off the face off, there's one back to Thompson. Now Lyons is going to go back the other way. He's all alone. Lines, one-on-one, cuts to the middle, runs into Thompson. Puck still there. Anthony shot there. He tried to go far side and just missed that one. So he had a little bit of space there for that. Spears having a hard time with it. Couldn't get it collected. Now it's Thompson. Goes back for Pike. Last minute to play here in the second period. Loop back for Thompson. Thompson up ice for Burke. Burke down the right side. He'll hang on to it. Cycles it in deep. Spears finishes his check there as Alex Anthony takes a hit to make a play. Benton there defensively to help out down there in the corner. Spears takes his man down, and up goes the arm here behind the play, and Spears is going to be penalized as that one's going to go up and out of play, and it's going to be a cross-checking penalty to Regan Spears. So the CIBC Private Wealth Tom Hunter Group penalty kill here for the Penguins late in this period. Got to have a face-off here. Face-off taken. Daly right off the draw will rim it out to the far side. Durrell couldn't get there in time. Campbell will loop it back for Durrell. Durrell loops his way through the neutral zone. Good job to stay on side. Now it's going to go back the other way. Scullion, 12 seconds left to go, one-on-one. Scullion winds, fires there, and a blocker save made from Welsh. And Scullion on Hattie watch here. He's got 2 in the game so far. And the veteran forward here from the Penguins just missing that one, so 8 seconds left to go. Maybe time for one last little shot here as he wins it quickly over to the right side. In the corner, trying to dig it out. Campbell takes his man out. That'll work in behind the goal now, and that's going to do it. For 40 minutes of play here from the East Hants Sportsplex, it's a 4-3 lead here for the Truro Bearcats as we head into the third period. 39-22 the shots here in favor of the hometown Penguins. So that'll do it here for the second period. Thank you very much for tuning in. You're watching the 2026 Nova Scotia Senior Hockey League here on High Button Sports. We'll be back with third period action shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside the East Hants Sportsplex here for period number 3 for this Nova Scotia Senior Hockey League action. The Bearcats come into the period with a 4-3 lead, but the Penguins are going to start. The Bearcats are going to start on the power play. My apologies. So it's going to be the Tom Hunter group penalty kill here for the Pens to start the third, trailing by 1, as Durrell will work his way right down Broadway here. Pass through the crease there, and it hit the pad of Miller. Daly on the backhand gets it to center. That's as far as it'll go. Mitch Durrell back for Campbell. Campbell across for Durrell on the left side. Scullion in on the forecheck. He'll leave it there for Bent. Bent will work down the left side. He'll enter the zone. Pressed there by Wenzel. Wenzel, stick battle there. And now we're going to have a potential 2-on-1. No, but Wenzel was taken down. Now Scullion, who actually has 1 goal, so another correction there. I was positive that it was Wenzel that scored the most recent goal for the Penguins. And it turns out that it was, as we got the information from the bench. So Durrell now had it turned over at the blue line. Thompson waits, fires it across for Hunter. Hunter 1-on-2, drag, shoots there off the wall, bouncing puck there. And it came back out front, but Hunter wasn't able to get a stick on it. Quarter of a minute left to go here in the man advantage. Neville back for Campbell. Campbell will leave it there for Anthony. Anthony cross ice for Gillis, who picks it up on the swoop. Patty Stewart takes a bump down there. He went skate to stick. Didn't know he had that in the toolbox. So 5 seconds left to go now. Spears back to his feet. 1 leg over the boards, ready to return. As you'll see him enter your screen here in a moment. There he is, back to even strength. Shot there from Stewart. Rebound is loose at the side of the goal. Lyons couldn't get a stick on it, but he will collect a loose puck towards the front of the goal. Redirected by Miller. Anthony activates from the left point and holds his own. Gillis tries to center. Nobody home for the Bearcats, as Stewart will head back to collect here. Holmes finishes his check. Got Stewart to 1 foot, but that was it. Lines back on Rogers. He takes him down, in behind the goal now. Wraparound chance. Miller covered the bottom part of the net as the rebound comes free. And now Burke away with Schufelt. Burke, right side, keeps. Holds on behind the goal. Nice play there. Now passed out front. And that's going to get by everybody. And now Miller comes out to play it. It was Julian on the scene. Spears takes a bump there from Julian, trying to find that loose puck, but it's Rogers who collects now through the neutral zone. In over the blue line now. He'll carry it in deep. Jessam on him. Rogers works him behind the goal. Pinned up against the wall, trying to get free. Back to the point for Schufelt. Walks from the right side. He's going to have some space in the middle. He winds. He fires. That one goes wide. Bounces off the side. As Burke now runs into Jessam. Baker calmly up to Julian. Julian off the glass. And nobody knows where it is except for Patton, who comes through, and he takes a hit on the leg there. Now Miller, he's going to send that up ice. Spears trying to poke it through the feet there of Stewart. And now it's lofted up. Stewart grabs that. Quick infield fly for him as he's going to move it across ice for Bent. Bent stays on side, in over the line, winds and fires. Shot there. Miller, the blocker save. Schufelt trying to find that puck. It's in his feet. Now in all alone is Stewart. Stewart to the forehand there, and he had the puck roll up on him. Not sure how he got snuck in behind everybody, as he'll retreat back to his defensive positioning. Off the feet of Noseworthy. Campbell fired it up ice. Little return pass there for Lines. Stewart is going to find the loose puck. He'll enter the zone now as he works in on the left side. Winds and fires that one under the blocker of Miller. Had a chance there for a second, but he's going to smother it up here and hang on. So face off to the right side of Miller. It's Ralph and Durrell on the draw. Looks like they're going to try and win it back to Lines here. They're successful in doing so, but it'll only make its way back to the point. They weren't able to get it to the front of the net. Noseworthy knocks it down with the hand. Bent with it. The right side, Campbell now loops through the neutral zone. Looking for his options. He's going to find the stick of Lines through the middle. Daly chipped it off the wall. Anthony right underneath us here, probably in your shot. Through the middle. Bent wasn't able to pick it up. Now Ralph. He takes a bit of a bump. Pound looking for his options. Moves it over to the right side. Daly chipped it in. He's going to give chase now. Daly tried to switch sides with it. Cutback move there from Bent. He's interrupted by Ralph. Jessamine to help out now as they tangle up in the corner. Puck comes free. Scullion couldn't get it up from Anthony. All the way out into the neutral zone, that'll go. Daly. Here's Spears yelling probably through the mic here. Now Pound's going to find some space. He works in. He'll leave it there for Scullion. Scullion to the middle with some space to the backhand. Tried to go 5-hole. Nice save, Welsh. Rebound is loose. And now Bruce Gillis collects. Off the wall. Neville hangs on, waiting for some recruits. Stays on it. Down the left side he goes. Hits the brakes on the half wall. Cycles it down deep. Good play there. That'll create some space for Patton. Centered out front shot. What a save there. As Miller got the blocker on it as Nevin was sneaking in late. Scullion now back in transition. He'll work down the right side. Through the middle of the ice. Wenzel shot. He scores. The equalizer from Jordan Wenzel. Picks up his 5th goal of the season. Back-to-back goals for Wenzel. And just like that, we're back to square one here at the Igloo. Wenzel driving the hoop hard. And a real good feed there from Scullion. He hung on long enough, and those two really coming into their own here as far as chemistry. And we're back to square one, 42 shots to 26, and it's a 4-4 hockey game. Right off the draw, that's going to be pushed down onto Welsh. Campbell, bank pass for Stewart. Stewart finds his option, goes all the way down the far side for Nevin. Those two playing for the East Hants Macedons in the summer, so a little chemistry already there. Now as in over the line goes Spears. Quickly in transition. Spears stops up, waiting for the trailer. He's going to find Thompson on the right side. 3 bodies in front. They had Schufelt back door, but it was intercepted before it could get there. Back to the point. Down deep, Patton. Real good defensive forward. He's played a full 200-foot game here. Pike towards the back. He knows the bounce, and there it is right there here at the Igloo, folks. You can use it there to your advantage if you know what's going on. So Pike back for it. He scans through the middle for Burke. Burke quickly across for Spears. Knows where his line mate is. Now Spears short side there. The old whistle by the earlobe. It's now Thompson. He faked the shot down low for Schufelt. Schufelt looking for a stick in front. Was Burke driving the back post, but that's going to be intercepted and back the other way. Bent with Julian. 2-on-3. Schufelt trying to get in his lane. Quick shot there. Nobody saw it. Luckily it went high and wide for the goaltender Miller. Just over 5 minutes here into the third period. Now as Pike's going to make his way up ice. He's going to slow things down here as East Hants completing a change. Left side. Pike gets the red line, fires it in deep. Welsh out to play it. Fires it around the far side. Holmes trying to meet it there. He did, but it was Durrell who came through and swooped it up from his old buddy. Now is away he goes. And over the line, under the stick, tried to make a move. And now it's going to be banked out to the blue line. And now a quick break back the other way is Rude with Holmes, and that's going to be just offside. Holmes didn't like it. Good chance there in transition, but just a little bit ahead of the play. So it's going to be whistled down here with 13:06 left to go in this final period, potentially the final game of the regular season here in the Northumberland division as Baker takes a whack at lines. Baker knocks a stick out of Neville's hand there. It's Thompson looking for it. Patton and over the line. Press there from Holmes, who took him down. Gillis went for the hit, but it's Rude now back the other way. He's got Baker with him. Baker on the left side. He works in over the line. He's looking for his options. He's just going to carry him behind the goal. Takes a run there from Neville. Out front there, turnaround shot from Rude was blocked by Campbell. And now Rogers, nice little play. Looks like they're going to get back on side here. Cross corner dump, and now they're going to give chase. Holmes in on the forecheck. Spins off of Baker. Back out front for Parker. Couldn't handle the pass. Now Julian trying to go back the other way for Patton. But Daly swoops in, and he's going to fire it back down in deep. Baker across for Campbell. Campbell into the feet of Julian. Julian takes a bump there from Noseworthy, who stays on him. Nosey finishes his check. Julian yells at the ref. Lots going on down there. Chips free. Jessam holds the line, though. 3 Penguins heading outside the zone. Good diving play there from Pound to eliminate that odd man rush down low. Noseworthy getting dragged down there from Jessam. Through the middle. Pound stops up. And a hit there from Bent on Pound. And now Noseworthy and Jessam, who I'm pretty sure know each other well. So full sail change here for the Penguins. 4-4 hockey game here, folks. An absolute capacity crowd here looking on, hoping the Penguins can secure one more win here in front of the hometown crowd as Lines is back the other way. He dumps it in. He's going to get in on the forecheck. Pike whacks that one free, but it's Bent following up. He finds it. Miller, blocker save. Spears spins off. He'll slow things down here for the Penguins. Takes a cross check there from Lines. Those two played together last year for the Amherst Ducks. Lines looking for a spin around. Spears had his face in the shooting lane. Tucked for cover there as Bent climbing the ladder to pull that one back down. Kelly Bent, short angle shot. Miller took it away. Back to the point for Anthony. Anthony looking for a lane. Tipped in front there. Hits a body and up into the netting and out of play. So 11-12 left to go here in the third period. And what a game we are treated to here on a beautiful Heritage Day here in Lance, Nova Scotia. The battle of the 102 here is deadlocked at 4. Just about halfway through the third period. Rogers looking to poke that free. Neville took him down, but Rogers, known for taking hits to make plays, not going to have him shy away from that, that's for sure. Penguins looking for the exit here. Gillis loops it back for Anthony. Anthony up the left side. Spears pulls it in. He takes a bump as Gillis take the worst of that one, as that one will get inside the zone. Wenzel, he'll finish his check. Rogers couldn't hold the line. Scullion back here racing with Gillis. Scullion tripped up and up goes the arm. And I'm not sure why the whistle went as the Penguins touch the puck, but regardless of all that, it's going to be Bruce Gillis. He'll get his second penalty of the game here, and it was a trip. An unintentional trip, but sometimes you get called for things you don't mean to do. Definitely been on the side of that. Oh, so no. It's going to be 4-on-4 here. We got a trip and a rough. So we're going to play 4-on-4 for 2 minutes here. Gillis liking his luck on that one. The official call was to him, and then after the play, the call on Pike. A 4-on-4, as mentioned. If somehow you were muted for the last 15 seconds, well, at least now you know. Pound, he's just going to carry it up ice here. He's just going to walk right down Broadway now over to the right side for Spears. Spears double teamed, he's taken down. Looking to draw a call. Burke couldn't hold the line. Spears the last man to get out as the Penguins re-rack here in the neutral zone. Baker picks it up. He's going to fire it over the left side. Too far for Julian to reach as Schufelt got a stick on it as they tangle up in front of the penalty box area. Up the right side, Stewart into the middle for Julian. He's in behind. Burke on him, and a good play there as they both go tumbling into the net. Now Julian wide-legged, and looks like he took that post right in the middle of the old groin area there as he is wincing going back to the bench, and who wouldn't be? Julian's found himself in behind the defenders a couple times here now, and this time luckily it was Taylor Burke on the back check here for the Penguins as he was able to get a clean stick on him. Julian reading lips here. I'm not going to tell you what he said, but you can imagine. So it's going to be Durrell, Bent, Stewart, and Baker here for the Bearcats. Burke, Spears, Thompson, and Schufelt for the Penguins for this 4-on-4. A little extra ice out there for the speedsters, and I'm thinking of a guy like Andrew Schufelt here. You take your eye off him for a moment and lose track of him pretty quickly. Clean win by the Bearcats. Back down for Bent. Bent for Baker. Rip back down low. That one just skimmed the name bar there of Thompson. Spears for Thompson. Thompson drops it back for Spears. Spears keeps in over the line, chips it to himself, creates a little space, takes a bump there, but back to his feet he goes. Centering pass. It's cleared here by Baker. Spears is going to head to the bench for a change now. It's just going to go up the left side for Pat Stewart. Stewart, a little slow at the line there, got his team offside, so that'll take us to our TV timeout here. So we'll take a short break and we'll be back here in about 30 seconds time. All right, we're back after that quick timeout. Gave you guys a chance not to have to listen to me for about 30 seconds, but I'm back now. So we'll wait for Welsh to get into the net here. Welshie's world, we just live in it, folks. Face off, won cleanly by the Penguins here. 4-on-4 continues for another 50 seconds. Thompson through the middle of the ice, off the stick of Noseworthy. Welsh quickly paddles that one away. Bent tried to knock that down. Now we're going to have a foot race here as Mikhail Parker and Kelly Bent. Mikhail Parker and Bent still going at it down there. Quick whacking behind the play, but play is going to go back the other way. It was Noseworthy looking for an opportunity. It's going to be lofted out through the neutral zone, held in. Cedric Ralph winds, fires, blocker save. Welsh rebounds there, bouncing puck. And Welsh right there to make that save. What a sequence there. The bouncing puck, it was just a blocker save that went up into the air. And Welsh with good awareness there as we're going to have a quick peek here on our side. So yeah, it was up and off the blocker and it just kind of landed back down in the crease area. Welsh just getting his gear resituated here. Friend of the show, he was actually on the High Button podcast as a guest, and we've done a couple video pieces with him. Great fella, even better goaltender somehow. So off the draw, Schufelt looking to get free. The side of the goal, Burke battling as he whacks away at it. Couldn't get it by the stick of Campbell. Campbell now will collect. Stopped up in his own zone. He's going to send that through the middle for Patton. Patton had it poked off his stick now as Burke collects. Both players out of the box. We're back to even strength here. Now is Burke trying to make his way down the left side. He's pushed off there by Patton. He continues on, though, nearly turned it over. And sorry, that was Daly. My apologies. So now Nevin takes a bump. Through the middle of the ice. Back the other way. 3-on-2 forming now. Burke hits the trailer. Schufelt shot there. Save. Rebound is there. And nobody could get it there for the Penguins as Daly got the quick spin around shot on. And that's going to be covered up by Welsh as Schufelt was looking for the go-ahead goal here with under 10 minutes to go. Look for a lot of this top unit here from the Penguins in this final 10 minutes. So the shot's now 46-29 here in favor of East Hants. And this Elmsdale Lumber third period action as Spears and Julian got caught cheating there. They're going to retry. Burke off the face-off, can't find it. Lifted towards the goal and they score. Just a weird one off the draw. And if it's Burke, he'll pick up his 17th goal of the season. And that'll be the go-ahead goal too. And it looks like Burke will lead the flyby. So we'll have to have a peek here on our screen. It just batted at that one and it looked like it surprised Welsh there. Not much he could do, I don't think, but the Penguins will be happy with that outcome. Almost called it income. So 5-4 lead now. The Penguins will get their second lead of the game. The puck's going to be ripped inside the zone by Spears. Welsh out to play it, bounced over his stick. He'll work it up the backhand. Nice pass for Neville. Through the middle for Durrell. Scullion. He takes a bump there from Julian. That'll get inside the zone. Welsh out to play it once again. Stewart quickly across Neville. Turned it over though. Spears into the middle for Thompson. Thompson had it poked off his stick. Scullion takes Durrell down. Puck's still there. Spears, all kinds of chaos here down in the offensive zone. Cross ice for Thompson. He's going to have some space. He fires. And good rebound control there from Welsh as he was able to deflect that one up and out of play with a couple Penguin sticks in the doorstep. So the faceoff's going to remain inside the Bearcats zone. 7:21 left to go now in the third. Scullion and Bent on the draw. Wenzel quickly to Thompson. Thompson around the top of the zone. Pike down deep, bouncing. Welsh has picked up on the bounces here in the East Hants Sportsplex as he covered that post there, expecting that puck to bounce back out. Bent now. He's got lines with him. Bent in over the line, tried to chip it to himself. Pike, good job to muscle his man off the puck, hit to contain. Spears has got Wenzel flying down the left side. Now Wenzel's on hat-trick watch here. Moves it back for Scullion. Scullion down low. He tried to go for Wenzel. Now Spears coming in to help out. Lines on him. He'll wrap his arms around him. Nothing says I have taken a penalty like putting your arms up in the air there. And now Lines is just going to give it to Spears in behind the play. Not sure if we caught it on the camera. But now we got all kinds of stuff going on. We got Welsh down in behind the net. Lines. Scullion down there with 4 Bearcats. Pound absolutely giving it to Lines there, just wondering why. So the chaos continues. So temper's starting to flare here now on this Heritage Day. What started out as a nice, calm, peaceful family day here has turned into quite the show here as Scullion and Lines having words down here in the penalty box. 2 tough customers. So we're 5-on-4, and I think it's going to be the Penn Hills power play here for the Penguins. The original call was on Lines on the cross-check there in center ice. Scullion and Lines still giving it to each other down there in the penalty box area. So it's going to be 5-on-4 for the Penguins here. But the faceoff's going to come outside after the brouhaha down there in the corner. So Julian just going to muscle his way. He's got Patton with him. Try to fire across ice. Emotions very high here right now, as these 2 rivals, hard to think that they're rivals already in their inaugural season, but here we are. It's Thompson in over the line. Patton, good job to direct traffic. Thompson tried to slide it into the middle. Schufelt able to poke it free now is Spears. Spears now back up top for Burke to the point, and Schufelt wasn't able to knock that one down. This is going to go all the way down into the Penguin zone. 5:55 left to go here as Thompson will stop up in behind his own net. He'll work outside the right side here. Thought about dropping it. Now he moves it over to the right side for Spears, who cuts back at the blue line. Now he's going to find Ralph through the middle of the ice. Works it back for Thompson. Penguins are going to be okay with just containing the puck here with a 1-goal lead. It's Bruce Gillis now. He finds Patrick Stewart. Stewart through the middle of the ice, bent. Couldn't get a stick on. Have to be careful, though, as he's short-handed, so there was no icing on the play. Thompson stopped up in behind his own net. Now he'll step out the left side. Works it up the right side now for Taylor Burke. Burke takes a bump there from Gillis. Now he's going to cut back into the middle. Bent finds a loose puck, and he goes down. As Burke went for the diving play, both of them ended up on the ice now as Pound's just going to fire it right down the left side. Hold, shoots there on the short side, and that goes high and wide. Spears down low, the bank pass for Parker, wasn't able to contain. Pound takes a hit there from Stewart. Stewart takes the retaliation bump back. Looks like he lost his chinny here. Leaking a chinny. Spears down low for Parker. Parker going to work around back up top. Schufelt. Back door there for Pound, bouncing puck. So now Patton's going to find it. He's going to loft that up and over. Neville out of the box here, back to 5-on-5. As Burke finishes his check down there. Julian stepped on the puck, down he goes. Back to Baker at the point. He activates and holds the line. Centering pass. Stewart still with the leaky chin strap. Fires that all the way around to the far side now. Parker through the middle of the ice looking for Schufelt, but it was Stewart who intercepted. He's going to fire that through the middle now. Patton with a step. Patton, quick shot there. The rebound was poked free and out of harm's way, but what a release there from Cam Patton. Caught everybody by surprise, but not Miller. And that's what matters here now is Parker Trying to find his man, Patton, back on the back check. He plays a full game, folks. And a huge attempt there from Anthony on Parker. Just missing that check. And now Anthony gets one there now as he takes down Holmes. And it's been a while since I've seen Alex Anthony throw the body like that. A couple nice hits here so far in this shift. But now Gillis through the middle. Nevin wasn't quite ready to receive the pass as that's going to be worked over to the right side. Holmes finds it, but it was poked off the stick. 3.5 minutes left to go here. Time ticking away now for the Bearcats, but they're not out of it just yet. Anthony fired across ice. Nevin picked it up on the stick. Good job there. Hand-eye coordination at a premium for him. Dumped into the corner. Rogers on the bounce. The thing about the East Hants Sportsplex is you never really have to go back to fully get the puck on the dump-ins as they bounce out so far. It's Welsh now in behind the goal. Leaves it there for his defender. Jessam to the point, but not out. Rogers, cross-corner dump. Spears looking for the loose puck. In behind the net now is Holmes. Garrett Holmes spins off the checkered Jessam. Shoves it at the side of the goal. Puck still there. In the high slot there was Nevin. Good job to clear it to harm's way. Now Bent's going to go back the other way. Tried to cut to the middle, but it was poked off the stick. Holmes finds that loose puck at the red line, and he fires it in deep. Stewart on the pass from Welsh, fires across ice for Bent. Bent through the middle, trying to find Julian, but Thompson stepped into the lane to intercept. He'll carry now. Spears had to stop up at the blue line, stay on side. Thompson through his legs, back in front to the forehand, and a nice save there from Welsh. As Thompson was looking for his third goal of the season. Welsh there to make the save here. 2:23 left to go now in this third period. Nobody going anywhere just yet. The fans sticking around to see the end of this one. They're going to have to battle the old Lance roundabout here at the end of this game. Face-off taken here by the Bearcats. Baker tried to fire it across for his winger, hit a set of skates, but it'll find Bent. Bent stopped up just inside the blue line, and Wenzel's going to take a punch there from Bent, and I didn't think that was offside. It looked pretty good to me, but at the end of the day, I'm not wearing the stripes, just a guy with a headset on. Alex Anthony here for the Bearcats, younger brother of former Eagles assistant coach Matt Anthony. Also a couple more brothers, Cody and Luke. And, of course, the old man, Terry, quite the athlete as well. But we are going to have a quick timeout here, so we'll be back in about 30 seconds' time. All right, welcome back. 30-second timeout by the Bearcats. We'll see if they come up with something here. Final 2 minutes and 14 seconds to play. It's going to be Patton and Burke here on the draw, just in front of the Penguins bench. Patton right off the draw is going to try and flip it there. His line's now out of the box, as well as Scullion. Baker on it. Leaves it there for Anthony. Good quiet zone chip there. Gave his team a chance to win a foot race. Bent was taken down. I think he wanted a penalty call there, as that one's going to be pushed up into the crowd, and we're going to have a stoppage of play here. The old Moosehead song playing now. Brings me back to my childhood, sitting in section 26 down there, waving the T-shirt. Looks like Welsh is going to go to the bench for the extra attacker. We're going to give you a quick peek there just to prove it. Don't want to call us liars up here. So 6 on 5. Net empty, minute 56 left to go off the face-off. Patton goes forward. Looks like he wanted a penalty call there. Anthony was able to hold the line. Burke had the stick knocked out of his hand. Now Stewart back to collect here. Last man back for the Bearcats. Up the right side. Patton turnaround, got it in deep. Miller looking for the shot. I was going to say he was going to go for the goalie goal, but I think he was just trying to clear it. Leaves it there. Daly off the wall to the point. Puck gets by everybody. Durrell, quick turnaround pass. Stewart can't touch up as the Bearcats are offside here, looking to re-rack here in the final minute 26 left to go. Now Schufelt back the other way. He's got the empty net into the big cage, and that will give them the 2-goal lead and potential icing on the cake here. Shot number 50 for goal number 6, and it's Schufeldt's 15th goal of the season and his second of the game is going to put this one 2 goals out of reach now, but still a little bit of time here for the Bearcats. I wouldn't count them out just yet. Minute 19, 2 goals can be done. If you're a Leafs fan, you're well aware of that. We won't get into detail there, but now some of the fans starting to exit. They want to beat the traffic here. That roundabout gets pretty jammed up out there. Now we have Baker, Hunter, and Rude. Always got to look at the clientele on the ice here just to understand potentially what could be going on. And we're going to have a penalty here. That's the 3rd high sticking call of the game. I think in minor hockey they call it head contact, but they call it as it is here in the senior league. So it's going to be John Mason. And to finish this one, and as I just said it, folks, it's a 2-goal lead, but now the Bearcats are going to head to the man advantage here. So it's going to be the CIBC Tom Hunter Group penalty kill here for the Penguins to finish out this one. 2 minutes up on the board. It's a 6-4 lead. Welsh still at the bench for the extra attacker, and it should be noted that Welsh made the call himself to pull. And Durrell off the face-off there. That one just missed on the blocker side. Stewart walks in. He fires one. That was through the uprights for the extra point. And the face-off's going to come back down inside the zone. 1 minute, 3 seconds left to go here. Face-off now, push forward Patton, but it's Pike who finds it. That's going to go all the way down, and that's going to find the empty net. And that will officially ice it here, folks. I think 3 goals in 56 seconds is a little more unlikely, as the Penguins jump out 7-4 here. And it looks like it was Tyler Pike from his own goal line and his 3rd goal of the season. So that's kind of the beauty of things here, shorthanded. You're able just to hit the panic button and fire that the length of the ice, and this time goes into the cage. Stewart now, chipped that off the wall. So now back the other way. They're still getting to the Schufeldt goal here as the PA announcer over the speakers. Stewart, cross ice. Gillis heads up, tipped it into his own bench there. Was almost close to a dentist trip there over at the Bearcats bench. So 36.7 seconds left to go here in this one. Penguins looking to improve to 17 wins. They've already clinched first place, but a win heading into the playoff season is good for the confidence now as Hunter. He takes on Gillis. He blows a tire, now bent. Chipped across ice, what a feed there for Gillis. Skate to stick into the middle for Durrell, and it's just too far for him to reach in behind. It's now Daly, chips that off the wall. Hunter in behind. Bent will ease off, 12 seconds left. Bent went for the big hit. Can't say I blame him, really. As Hunter's going to unstrap the helmet here, and that's going to do it here. The Penguins take this one 7-4 here on home ice, and that'll conclude the regular season. The Penguins' first place team heading in. They'll play the Pictou County Shoreline Pipers in round number 1. Final shots on goal, 51-30 here in favor of the Penguins. They were finally able to beat Matt Welsh in the second half of the game, and they're going to come away with the victory here, much to the happiness here of the East Hants crowd, who's sticking around here for the final salute, as they normally do. So for everyone watching, we thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you spending your time with us here on Heritage Day at the East Hants Sportsplex. And we're going to sign off here. Matt Dudelay for High Button Sports. And one last thing, go Canada, go. We'll see you at the rink.